I'm so glad to be here with you today. I really wish I was getting to meet each and every one of you in person, but this is the world we've been given in 2020, huh? I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Miss Lisa. I have 4 kids of my own. Their ages are 18, 15, 11, and 7. My 3 older kids are currently doing hybrid, but they might be home next week. And or by the time you get this, they might be home actually. My youngest, my 7-year-old, is doing school at home with me and with his teacher, who we love her so much, from Lily Lake School. So that's a little bit about us. I am a yoga teacher and a yoga calm teacher, and I'm studying yoga for trauma also. So all those things are my passion, and I love working with kids. That's why I wish I could meet each one of you, because I think each kid is amazing and brings something unique. Every kid. So that's why I teach yoga to mostly children. Okay, friends, well, this first week, I guess what we're doing is just beginning. We're introducing ourselves and starting our sessions together. There is a large range in the kids that are in your group. There's 5-year-olds and there's 10 or 11-year-olds. So the class that I teach, I'm going to give some options that if you are older kids' bodies work a little bit different than younger kids' bodies. So if you are older, you can take a different choice. If you're younger, you can make a different choice. Or if you think something is easy or hard, you feel like an easy class that day or a hard class that day, the choice is yours, okay? But I will be offering choices in the different poses because we have a wide variety of kiddos. Okay, we will also be reading today this book, it's kind of far back here, called The Day You Begin. I love this book because it talks about a lot of different kiddos just starting when they're maybe a little nervous about who they are and what they bring to the table, and about different things that we bring with us when we go somewhere, our culture, our families, things that are important to us, okay? And being proud of who we are instead of being embarrassed. Okay, so here we go, friends. We always start a class by slowing down our breath. For me, it helps me just to feel where I am in my space and to kind of let my day go. So I'm gonna ask you guys, if you just came in from playing outside or just finished your homework or cleaned your room or whatever, try to not think about that part of your day right now. Maybe tuck it away and just be in your little spot of carpet or your blanket or whatever you're sitting on, okay? And if you want to, you can sit crisscross applesauce, just like me, or a way that's comfortable for you. And try to sit up nice and tall, like there's a string coming from the top of your head down your backbone into the ground. That gives your lungs a nice big area to expand and contract. Gives them a lot of room in there, okay? So today for our breath work, what we're going to do is something that I think the kids were at school really liked, because it's something you can do anywhere, and it helps them and me and other grown-ups to feel calmer when they're feeling nervous. So I'm going to ask you to put up one hand. Bring your thumb to the base or the bottom of your pointer finger. Okay? When you inhale, you're going to trace up your pointer finger. As you exhale, you're going to trace down. For your next breath, you move your thumb to your tall finger. On your inhale, you trace up, and on your exhale, you trace down. You're going to keep moving like that, finger to finger, and then back for each breath, okay? So let's go ahead and try that together. Thumb to the base of your finger. Okay. Inhale, trace up. Exhale, trace down. Move it to your tall finger. Inhale, trace up. Exhale, trace down. To your ring finger. Inhale, trace up. Exhale, trace down. pinky finger. Inhale, trace up. Exhale, trace down. Back to your ring finger. Inhale, trace up. Exhale, trace down. Your tall finger, inhale, trace up. Exhale, trace down. Last breath, thumb to your pointer, inhale, trace up. Exhale, trace down. Good. Okay, friends, hands down. Scooch back to my mat. Let's all come from sitting crisscross applesauce to sitting on our feet, okay? My feet are under my hips. And we're gonna come down into child's pose. I prefer my knees wide in child's pose. You can have your knees together or wide. Bring your elbows down to the mat. And then bring your head down to the mat. If this is not comfortable for you, you can stack your hands so you don't have so far down to lean. So your choice is head to the mat or stacked hands. Whatever feels better to you. Then once you've settled in, see if you can feel your breath, your lungs pressing against the tops of your legs. And then moving away from your legs as you breathe out. If you cannot feel your belly breath against your legs, see if you can take a deeper breath. I always say that feeling really reminds me of watching ocean waves come in and out and in and out. Let's do one more big breath here. Okay, and come to seated. Friends, let's move our feet around, back sitting on our sit bones. Bring your feet together. Your knees are out, okay? If this is uncomfortable for you, you can move your feet way out here, in, or you can just do something different, okay? Remember, this is your class. I'm going to grab onto the bottom of my feet with my thumb and put my hands on the outside of my foot. Then I'm going to imagine that I'm a butterfly. You don't have to, but it really is kind of fun. You can flap your wings or your knees and look around and see if there is a color flower that you would like to land on. You might feel too grown up for this, but I gotta say, I enjoy imagining flowers all around, especially as winter has set in. Okay, I found my flower, so I'm going to still my wings, lean forward over my front feet, take a deep breath from my flower. Very good. Okay, friends, we are going to start with a simpler sequence today since it's our first class. So let's come together and come to standing up on your carpet or mat or floor, wherever you are. Hands together. Even though this just looks like standing, you want all your muscles to be working. So press those hands together. My arms are even working because I'm pressing my hands together. My legs are straight and strong, so no one can tip me over. I'm like a tree trunk standing, still and strong, okay? Next, take one leg and step it straight back. You might already know this, and if you do, I'm so glad this is easy for you. But for those of you who don't, we're going into warrior one. Your hips face forward. Your front leg has a big bend, Your back leg is straight, okay? And your arms go up straight into the air. Once again, they're super strong. If I were to hit your arm or tap it, I would say, I don't want that to move, okay? All of your body is engaged in each pose. So warrior one, okay? Next, we're going to go into airplane pose. So you take those arms, go back to the side, shift forward onto your front foot now. This is the leg that's strong. Your back foot, your toes are just on the mat, okay? Arms out, front leg strong, back leg pointed. Now the trick for this pose is that you hinge at your hips. You bend forward from your hips, but you want to be straight from the top of your head until your toes, okay? So let's see. So mine right now is only here, a little bit hinged. You can also, let's see, you could come closer or anywhere in between, okay? You just want to have that straight line. Okay, so let's continue our airplane. It's okay to feel tippy. Something that's helpful is to look at something that's not moving, okay? Come back to our warrior one. A nice deep bend in your front leg. Good. Your back leg is straight. Your heel is on the ground. Very good. Straight and strong. Now bring your hands to the mat in front of your front foot. Bring your front foot back into your downward dog. Downward dog is like an upside down V. I'll show you from the side. So your feet, your toes, and your balls of your feet and your hands are on the ground. If you want to see if it's a good distance between your hands and feet, you shift forward into plank, and then you can shift back without having moved your hands or feet. So you stay there. I'll come back into my downward dog here. There. You can bend one knee and then the other if you like. If your legs feel tight. And then you just find some stillness. Okay, next we'll shift forward back into that plank. Try to keep your back nice and straight, really working your belly muscles. You can drop your knees here to the mat and lower down, or keep your legs straight. I'll demonstrate first with my knees down. My knees are down. I lower my body to the mat, push up into cobra. Lots of kids like to do this, because cobras make that sound. And then from here, we push back into child's pose that we were in the beginning, remember? Take a big breath here. And then on your next big breath in, come back up onto your hands and knees, tip your toes, and come back into downward dog. Okay, you stay where you are. I'm going to show you from the side. We're going to do this pose one more time, or the sequence, with knees up. So downward dog to plank. You can choose to drop your knees. I'm going to show you without knees dropped this time. You lower down halfway, and you push up. Only my hands and the tops of my feet are touching. Then I tip my feet and come back to downward dog. Okay, very good, guys. And from here, we'll come back into our child's pose once more. Feel 3 big breaths on the tops of your legs. And when you've got into your 3rd breath, to come on up, standing once more in the front of your mat, we're going to do a pose called tree pose. Now, there's 3 different ways to take tree. The first, and the one I'm going to do today, is you put your weight on one leg. You look at something again that's not moving to help you balance. You kickstand your other foot against your ankle, and then you do your mountain hands that we did at the beginning, pressing your hands together. When you're ready, you can grow your tree branches high to the sky, okay? And that's tree. The second option is to have your kick-standed foot. Can you see my foot, Ellie? Your kick-standed foot, bring it up to your calf. Okay, right here. That's another option. Your third option, which is not my best option, because as you'll find out, balance is not my strength, is to put your foot here in your thigh. Just do not put your foot here on your knee, okay? So you could put your foot right up there. Can you see me?
Yeah.
You could get your foot put way up there. In some ways it's easier because you're really providing some support for your standing leg. Okay. It's okay to wiggle. Any of those are good. With me chatting with you today, I'm keeping my foot kick-standed, and I'll grow my branches. And down. Friends, usually class will run more smoothly, but today, this might be some people's first yoga class, so we have to do more explaining, okay? Let's do our tree on the other side. I'm kick-standing. You can do whichever pose you did on the other side, or you can try something different. Okay, my foot is kick-standed. My weight is in my standing leg. I'm looking straight ahead. And now that I'm ready, I'm going to grow my tree branches. Good. And hands back down. Excellent, you guys. And girls. All right, friends. We always close our yoga practices that I teach with a volcano breath. And a volcano breath is really a pose that we use to send love to people that need some love. And they can be near you or they can be far from you. We believe or think that the love that we send to people far away or near reaches them, okay? So what we do is start with our hands at our heart. You bring someone to mind that needs your love today. As you bring your hands up like this and breathe in, you imagine their face, and then you blow out your wish of love as your hands come apart. Okay? All right, let's try it together. Hands to your heart. I have someone in mind who could use my love today. Okay, inhale, hands to the sky. Imagine their face. Blow them your love. Very good, friends. Okay, the final part of our class today is going to be a book. In person, I would often do an activity with you or a game or something like that. But since we're separate, really books seem to be our best bet for the end of class. And again, this book is called The Day You Begin. There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you. Maybe it will be your skin, your clothes, or the curl of your hair. There will be times when no one understands the way words curl from your mouth, the beautiful language of the country you left behind. My name is Rigoberto, and we just moved here from Venezuela. And because they don't understand, the classroom will fill with laughter until the teacher quiets everyone. Rigoberto from Venezuela, your teacher says so soft and beautifully that your name and homeland sound like flowers blooming the first bright notes of a song. I love the pictures in this book. They're so artful. No matter what age you are, I just think the art is exceptional. There will be times when the words don't come. Your own voice, once huge, now smaller. When the teacher asks, "What did you do last summer?" Tell the class your story. We went to France, Shayla says. These shells came from a beach in Maine. A boy named Jonathan holds out a jar filled with tiny shells so fragile they look like they'll turn to dust in your own untraveled hands. My whole family went to India, Spain, South Carolina. Each souvenir a small triumph of a journey. Their travels go on and on. And as you stand in front of that room, you can only remember how the heat waved as it lifted off the curb. And you spent days at home caring for your little sister, who made you laugh out loud and hugged you hard at nap time. You can only remember the books you kept on reading long after she had fallen to sleep. And in that room where no one else is quite like you, you'll look down at your own empty hands and wonder, what good is this when other students were flying and sailing and going somewhere? There will be times when the lunch your mother packed for you is too strange or too unfamiliar for others to love as you do. When even your own friend Nadia will wrinkle her nose and say, "What's in there anyway?" And you'll wonder how she doesn't see the rice beneath the meat and kimchi. You'll wonder why she doesn't remember that rice is the most popular food in the world. There will be times when the climbing bars are too high, the run is too fast and far, and the game isn't one you can ever really play. I don't want him on our team. You can watch. Maybe you can have a turn later. There will be times when the world feels like a place that you're standing all the way outside of. And all that stands beside you is your own brave self, steady as steel and ready, even though you don't know yet what you're ready for. See the differences in the top and bottom pictures? There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you, until the day you begin and share your stories. My name is Angelina and I spent my whole summer with my little sister. You tell the class? Your voice stronger than it was a minute ago. Reading books and telling stories. And even though we were right there on our block, it was like we got to go everywhere. Your name is like my sister's, Rigoberto says. Her name is Angelina too. And all at once in a room where no one else is quite like you, the world opens itself up a little wider to make some space for you. This is the day you begin to find the places inside, your laughter and your lunches, your books, your travel and your stories, where every new friend has something a little like you and something else so fabulously not quite like you at all. Friends, that is one of my very favorite books. We've all felt like that before, I think. I don't know anyone who hasn't ever felt a little self-conscious when they walk into a room, okay? And think that they're different. But deep down inside, friends, we all have things in common, okay? I'm really excited to start this program with you, and I think these next 7 weeks are going to be great. I hope that this week is good for you, and everyone stays healthy, all right? All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.